If you want to spend less time in the gym while getting more benefits, you need to start doing Antagonist Supersets. This is the concept of pairing two exercises in one set that emphasize different muscle groups, like bench press, barbell row, pull up and dip, leg extension, leg curl. What this effectively does is cut the workout time in half, and I literally mean it when I say this. It does so on two scales. The first is total workout duration, and the second is the rest between sets, which is a crucial factor that many seem to overlook. See, by the time you've done, say, your bench press, the recovery process has already begun. And so by the time you're done the barbell row, you've probably rested at least a minute, and possibly even more depending how much time it took you to get into the second movement. So what does this allow us to do? Rest longer, but it doesn't feel that way. You're still warm. It's go, go, go. And it's efficient. So now you're no longer waiting around, texting. What for? The motor unit activation is not being compromised. These are antagonist muscle groups. In this way, you're technically getting, on paper, 3 to 4 minutes of rest if you rested 2 minutes between sets. This is optimal for producing top performance, which leads to higher quality sets. At the same time, we're automatically building work capacity without having to do GPP work, even though I strongly recommend this and you should do this on the side, either at the end of the program or on another day. But despite that, this still builds it in, which may in fact be a con for some individuals, but it's also a benefit in the sense that you are going to get more fit than if you didn't do the supersets. So for those who are scared of resting 3 minutes between sets and just being this out of breath lifter, no longer is this a concern. How do you think so many calisthenics athletes are fit without doing cardio? They do a tremendous amount of supersets, sometimes long circuits, and they don't even realize it, but by the time they do push-ups, dips, pull-ups, inverted rows, they're already back to do the push-ups with a lot of recovery. So they're getting that conditioning aspect in at all times with the longer rest intervals secretly being built in. So they may say, oh, I'm doing 30 seconds to a minute between the giant set, but on an individual scale per exercise, it's much longer than that. Now, another point is that it's simply logical to do this on smaller muscle groups because they're not taxing. You can do a cable curl and a tricep pushdown. Why does that have to be separated? You're not going to lose performance in any type of way, even if your work capacity is not that high, straight up. So there's no point waiting around for exercise like this. What about neck and calves? You got the top part of the body and the lowest, both of which have a small range of motion and don't affect each other at all, or any other major compound movement for that matter. What about rear delts and chest flies? Might as well, right? For some movements, it doesn't make sense not to do this, given the fact that you'll complete them without a problem. So this is how we can be efficient, not only on paper, but in a real world application. And you won't skip muscles that you otherwise would have, because now you do have this extra time. Let's say you saved 20 minutes at a bare minimum, which you'll probably get even more than that. Now you can hit the weaker muscles. Makes sense. Antagonist supersets are extremely bang for your buck. So I would highly encourage you guys to at least include a little bit in your workouts. Doesn't have to be for every single exercise, like supersetting squats and deadlifts. A lot of you probably aren't going to do that. But for the movements that you deem reasonable, definitely go for it and see what you're able to produce. I think a lot of you will be surprised that you're a lot more fit than you realize, and that if you're not there right now, you certainly will be after a few weeks of training. Trust me, the body does adapt, and there are some seriously strong lifters out there that have been trained this way for years. And Brian Alstru is the best example I could think of in the sense that he does giant sets. So not only opposing muscle groups for two compounds, but he throws in an assistance movement at the same time. So it definitely works, and you just have to figure out for yourself, do I have the right setup for some exercises, and where do I want to allocate it towards? So enjoy the gains. Let me know what your experience has been with Antagonist Supersets. Let's hear it, and I'll talk to you all next time.